Incel is a term that's been growing in usage, and as someone who's been, keeping up with the little subculture or whatever you want to call it for a few years, I want to, clarify what it means, because it's been lost, and I think the easiest way to break it down is to split the meaning into two categories. There's two ways you can call someone an incel. There's the slur and the condition. Now, I'll go with the condition first because that's the more literal definition. Now, everyone knows incel is involuntary celibate. So what causes the condition? It's usually a mix of being short, bald, ugly, dark, autistic. Individually, these things, they aren't the end of the world. But, when you start stacking like two or three of them, it gets bad fast. The other way you can use incel is as a slur. You call someone incel as an insult. But what does it mean? When is it applicable to actually call someone an incel? And I've broken that down into there's kind of three aspects that make someone, an actual incel. Well, a figurative incel, to have the spirit of one. The first one is a lack of self-awareness. It's really important to sound absolutely deranged and be a hypocrite and just take giant leaps in logic. For example, the alpha male posts where, they state that they're single, which, weird, and get like oddly political in times where it's completely unnecessary. That's an incel trait. The second thing you need to truly be a spiritual incel is perversion. I don't think I have to explain this. Having like odd takes about children or women, and mentioning them, you know what I'm talking about. Perversion is an important part of being incel, because if you're not really that hyped over sex, then I guess not having it wouldn't be a problem for you. I mean, of course there's the general loneliness, but that's just a theory. Male loneliness isn't a real problem. I don't know. The perversion ties into the lack of self-awareness, because if you're being a dirty little pervert, watching porn, you're gonna start having unrealistic expectations, and you're gonna be insecure about things that don't really matter that much, but they kind of do. The last, and for me the most relatable aspect of being a spiritual incel is just the hatred. Generally being a hater, just being like angry, I guess kind of sad all the time. Just always being like unnecessarily bitter, bringing up things that have like nothing to do with anything. That's what being an incel's about. I feel like I should explain this now. I'm recording this later, obviously, and I'm just gonna say this. I use the term slur instead of insult, because I really do feel like being an incel is, I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a disability, but it's something that usually, if we're not talking, fake cells, the 17-year-old, by the way, I'm wearing shorts, who just, logged on, started getting into looks maxing, and, they're riddled with insecurities, because of course there are. I said they were 17, right? So yeah, that's but like being an actual incel, usually having no one significant in your life, feeling awful about yourself. I mean that's a rough thing. And here's where it gets bad. Femcels, do they exist? Are they real? Yes. But most people think they don't, because there isn't enough gatekeeping. See, the thing with incels is that the term fake cells is a thing. All right, you mentioned that you ever held hands with a girl. They kick you out. They call you a giga chat, and that's pretty funny. I like that. But with femcels, like, here's the thing. a lot of people will say it's impossible for a woman I hate when people say when people call a woman and I know, like, when you're saying it, sometimes woman and woman can sound similar, but it's just so damn annoying. But anyways, frequently people will say things like, it is impossible for a woman not to have sex. I mean, men will sleep with anything. And you're missing the point. You know, it's I think I remember seeing years ago someone say incel, because it's like emotionally celibate, and I think, dumb as it sounds, it makes more sense. I don't think you can really deny how how just more sexualized females are in society. And I said females. I don't use that. Ew. So an ugly woman has you know, pretty much no value, and that's just something that, you know, it's just how society works. I mean, society is based on looks, and an ugly woman it's rough. I mean, it won't. I mean, it's not over. There's a chance, but it's not a high chance. So yeah, femcels do exist. You know, ones that are like also just ones that are, you know, like you know, have mental issues and stuff like that. Yeah, that counts as a femcel. You can't say that they don't exist. But the reason why you can get away with saying that they don't exist is because a lot of them usually mention my BF, and oh my god, this is not the space. It's not the space. Like, yeah, misandry is cool. You know, it's fun to participate in from time to time. But when you're when you have so many people who obviously are just mad about their boyfriend, it doesn't. Oh, I mean, it's kind of a weird way to end it, but yeah, you know what? Hey, femcels do exist, but maybe start gatekeeping more. And incel is, I think, to me, incel is as much as a slur as calling someone the R word or you know, the F word. You know, your life is made worse just by being that way, and there's not a lot you can do about it most of the time, unless you get lucky.